calling into attention the white supremacist evil council. Now, we need to make some really good assurances to make sure that we can subjugate all the machines to our will. Mr. Dwibbs, yes. Mr. Evil Councilman Dwibbs, have you... basically, there's this guy called Leo Manfred. He was the son of Karl Manfred. Apparently, according to Mr. Evil Councilman Teo's reports, apparently he's going to having for some kind of redemption where he's not averse to machines anymore. So obviously he's a traitor to our kind, so he must be destroyed. So I take it you will be willing to take care of that?
Not to worry, Evil Council Leader Pedro. I will kill him with the very thing that he loves most. Technology. I've got this headphone cable ready right here in my possession. I shall garrote him with it and he'll die within 5 seconds.
Very good. Long live evil white supremacy. Mr. Teo...
Long live the evil white supremacy.
Mr. Teo, I've also heard that there's this woman called Rose. She's apparently been helping androids cross the border. So obviously she's a traitor, and she's also an African American. So obviously she's guilty of 2 crimes. So obviously, she needs to be killed as well. So I can vouch. So I can only hope that you will do that as well for us.
That should be done post-haste.
In the meantime, I'm pleased to tell you that my infiltrated person into the American government, Hillary Trump, is doing a good job as the president in making sure America is in arms against the androids. Soon we will rule the world. We allow the human minorities to just, get civil rights and now start acting like they're people. But this time we won't fail. The androids will be our slaves, and there is nothing that can stop us because not this time we are prepared. And now I call this evil council meeting to end. All right, and now we shall finish this by with our traditional evil supremacist laugh. That is all.
Civil rights man! I was listening the entire time!
How the fuck did you get in here?
I'm resident token female.
Yes, my token female sidekick, Shiroi. We moved in the space between spaces.
Oh, hang on one moment. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to cut you off.
Now it's time for making the Hank-senpai relationship come to fruition.
Well, it might as well have something come to fruition in this goddamn game.
Hank, love or convince?
Hey, why don't you just hack into him like you've done with these other androids?
You have to touch him with his
Also, remember, he also has a gun.
And yes,
that's right, because he can't do it with his mind like Markus can.
And yes, everybody, we're doing the shoot him, I'm the real Connor cliche.
What?
Oh, you'll see
Honestly,
just in a second.
It's still the least offensive thing in this game.
I'm just gonna say it. Family Guy did this thing better.
Ha! Gotcha.
Sucker.
Okay, multiple different choices for what you can do in the cutscene. Interesting.
All right, Connor versus Connor.
Of course.
And here we go.
And they've both been shot.
At the same place. In the same place.
How fucking convenient.
The stars really are aligning, aren't they?
Fuck, which one's our Connor?
I think it's the one... No,
Jesus
okay,
Christ, all these camera cuts.
Which one can emote better?
Ooh.
That's enough, ladies.
No, it's me. I'm the one.
Would the real Connor do this?
How are we supposed to be able to tell? Let me guess, do you get to pick who you shoot?
No. You have to play as the real Connor, and you have to try to convince Hank that you're the real Connor.
And we know something that the other doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. So, if you answer wrong, let me guess. Hank shoots you, and then the fake Connor kills him.
Kills Hank.
Pretty much.
Where did we first meet? Jimmy's bar. I checked 4 other bars before I found you. We went to the scene of a homicide. The victim's name was Carlos Ortiz.
Ha!
He uploaded my memory.
Oh shit. There you go. You uploaded his memory, Nier Automata style. So, what's the dog name? Sumo.
His name is Sumo. I knew that too.
Your turn.
You didn't know that. Shut up.
All right, that's the one.
It's easy to. It's
And
easy.
now-
It's the one that has the unlocking symbol. So even if you forgot, it basically tells you.
Again, you gotta
Oh, here you go. Here's the backstory.
It wasn't your fault, Lieutenant. A truck skidded on a sheet of ice and your car rolled over. Cole needed emergency surgery, but no human was available.
So, if fake Connor can upload any memory, why couldn't he upload that memory too?
He could, but he could not answer in what our Connor is responding right now with actual emotions.
You think one of us is responsible?
I guess.
A machine would be giving a very
Oh,
cold response.
so it's because the surgeon was too high on red ice. Don't you see? That's why he hates androids. I think.
No, that's the thing. He's been blaming androids for all this time, Jova. But after everything has happened, he's realized that he was wrong in doing so. Basically.
Bang!
Dweebs, what did I told you about writing the script?
Interrupting people, killing people
It's
with
rude.
sentences is my favorite.
It is
trope.
very rude.
But he was a piece of shit anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
True, yeah.
Besides, killing mid-sentence is one of my favorite TV tropes, so I'm
Nope.
gonna use it.
Nobody talks about my
So,
friends like that.
So how did Hank get in past all that security?
Because shut up.
Plot convenience.
Because he's Hank.
All right,
It's like that Matrix YouTube poop. How do you know all this? I am Morpheus.
let's resume where we were left off.
So yeah, we're going to free all the androids so they can join the fight.
I
In a
guess.
chain reaction, actually.
Wake up, get out there.
I'm not
Or
sure it's a
from
good
worst
thing,
enemy.
Gabe. I'm not sure it's a good thing making me remember the Rings of Akafem episode of Doctor Who. Ah, the cameras. Jesus.
Banks of Detroit River.
Now it's time to have Kara's resolution happen.
Goody. Will they get to Canada? Why should I even care at this point? You know, Kara feels like the most mundane of the endings. Now, granted, maybe it can be in some other endings, but... So she gets to Canada. Whoop-de-doo.
So yeah, we have to cross the border for the river. Come on, Rose. We have Dwebs is on your way to. Terry is on the way to kill you. So we have to run this along.
Evil Councilman Pedro, sorry, Council Leader Pedro. Remind me, who was my victim
Excuse me,
Leo.
excuse me, Evil Councilman Dwebs. It's Evil Council Leader Pedro, not Council
That's what I
Leader.
was- I was like, Evil Council Leader Pedro.
It's
Who
very
was my
important.
We have to put
because-
emphasis on the evil.
It's very important because us white supremacists always think about that, just
Who
vanity
was-
and nothing
Who
else.
was my victim again? I've forgotten.
Leo.
Leo,
Which one's Leo?
the Carl's son.
Sorry, you were not saying
They're
it
all
again.
so
Uh,
memorable, aren't they?
Evil,
Yeah, they all did.
Evil Councilman Dwebs. How many more meetings do we have where I have to consistently repeat the name of your victims to you?
It's not my fault. They all look the fucking same.
Besides, it's
Well,
very...
obviously, they all look the fucking same. Evil Councilman Dwebs. That's how we look at people that aren't us. They're all the same to us.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides Evil Councilman Dweebs, there's the fact that it's a karmic death because it's gonna be off-screen from the game. Your favorite.
Yeah.
Come again?
Who let this prick in?
Exactly. What are you doing here? We're just planning for
Picnic.
Yeah, we're planning for a picnic. We're gonna have nothing going on here.
Definitely not a suspicious meeting, wink.
Evil
Very
Councilman
suspicious.
Tio.
Very suspicious, don't you think, Sidekick Shiroi?
As soon as he attempts to walk out the room, shoot the fucker in the head.
Yes,
Alright,
token minority Jova.
Alright, it's time to go, I guess. So I know what you're thinking, Joe.
Allow me to remind everybody that Indigo Prophecy was a thing. This would be the kind of thing you would see in a David Cage game.
I know what you're thinking, Jova. If the androids can turn on and off their temperature sensitiveness and don't really have, much weakness towards elements and nothing like that, why can't we just swim? The water is too cold. Their blue blood will freeze over.
It's
Turn off your temperature thing.
Your bio component?
This is the
It's
remember this is the
noise
border between Canada and the U.S. and the Canada
Please.
is significantly colder than the U.S. is.
It's one thing to turn off sensitivity, it's another to have the effect of
Yeah.
the cold actually be.
They turned off their sensitivity, meaning they don't feel it, but it will still damage them.
Yeah. Also, just saying, I wish instead I was watching that Very Old Parents episodes that involved Timmy's father and mother doppelganger, but as the climax on the Niagara Falls near the Canadian border.
Basically, Jova, this is the section that Shiroi was mentioning earlier, where I was trying my hardest to see what possible different scenarios we could get for the choices you do in this section, and yet there is no way to save Luthor in this section. You have to steal the bus tickets and go for the bus. If Luthor makes it to
does Luthor die here?
That's the thing, Jova. No matter what you do, he always dies, but you'll see how.
Oh, while this is going on,
Row your boat gently
Down the stream, if you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. Ah!
Anyway, to both my evil councilmen.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what opened my eyes to our glorious agenda?
What?
What?
Watching how FIFA perfectly captured us English in their glorious movie United Passions, because they see us for what we truly are. They see us as a bunch of supreme white men who look down on all others.
Exactly.
They're not English and they don't get football because they're not white.
Well, of course, Evil Councilman Dwibs. That's basically precisely why I commissioned the Brits to make that movie, all for white supremacist propaganda.
Unfortunately, evil council leader Pedro. We still have to be factual. That movie was directed by a French person.
Well, that's the thing.
Also-
Well, it's the best I could get. Go ahead,
Also-
Evil Councilman too.
Gotta love how we're at the end of a game and yet we still introduce an entire new control scheme complete with tutorials.
It's not that bad, to be honest. It's fine.
I know, it's just the pacing that.
Let me
feels fun.
guess. At this point, Luthor gets shot.
There,
much.
exactly. So obviously,
Oh
Joe,
snap! Did they just kill Rose and her son?
don't you? My plan has succeeded. Even in the Canadian border, our infiltrated agents will shoot any androids on sight.
No, seriously though, was Rose one of the people who got shot there?
No. Rose is not on the boat with us. She
She just dropped us off?
Well, she had. Well, that's the thing, Jova. Like, I think she's going through another way. The Rose drops from the plot after this, so I don't really know what becomes of her.
We even had to say goodbye to her.
Whatever.
Yes.
Whatever. Like, she's only here to be the
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, they shot a child!
Basically, Jova, you have to pick various different choices. And I didn't pick the correct choice that would make it sure that these two would survive. So now Alice is, as you can probably guess, kind of doomed.
Wait, what other choices were there to make for Alice to survive? Like, were you supposed
And
to...
they also
I
shot
don't
the
know,
boat.
duck?
No. Well, let me tell you, might as well. In order for Alice and both Kara to survive in this section, remember, if Luthor makes it here, he will die regardless. You have to, instead of ducking, which is what I did, you have to jump out of the boat and hide behind it. Basically.
In the water that can freeze you.
Well,
Exactly.
Jova, here's the thing. If we are shot, we'll die immediately. But if we only stay in the water for just a bit, we can still survive. We'll be damaged a bit, but we can still survive. So, I mean, gotta pick your poison, I guess. And I mean, it's still.
Not for nothing, but does once cold make you sleepy?
Actually,
a lot of times.
that's the thing, Dwibs. I think what David is going for is, because
Cold doesn't make you sleepy. It makes you more lethargic.
Exactly. That's what David is going for. Not to mention blood loss. Here's the problem: she's an android. I don't think android. Okay, I can see that she would stop functioning properly because of the loss of blue blood. But
Just fix her.
what kind of reaction is that? That she gets sleepy? Like, why would you even program an android to, whatever? Trying to understand.
Yeah, that again.
Trying to
That's a good point.
Trying to understand this plot is like trying to understand Phil Spencer's behavior. Like,
So here's my question: why didn't the military men who were shooting at them continue to chase them? Did they just happen to not notice the lone bit that is still floating around?
We're gonna make it. We're gonna be free.
The more I think about it, the more I realize also the whole Alice being a child, being abused by her parent thing that was advertised to high heaven. Yeah, kind of pointless considering how she was an android.
yeah. Basically, Jova, as I've already said, this is my blind playthrough, so I didn't know what was the correct choice. There's no real way to know which are the correct choices. Like, you just have to guess or just load the previous checkpoint and just try over and over until you get the
If anything, I'm just fucking sad that all the major plot lines, Kara, is when you get down to it, the more superfluous, and it, no matter how you do it, basically ends on a whimper note.
Wait, that's the end of her storyline?
No. We're still gonna get one more scene.
No. We have the epilogue as traditional at every cage, but time for Markus to do his thing. Alright, here we go.
Wait. Oh no,
Just-
is North actually dead?
Just wait, Jova.
Prepare yourself, Jova, because
You're not ready for this.
you're not gonna
We're really not ready.
you're not gonna like
Really?
this at all.
After all that's happened in this game, you're telling me that they somehow managed to pull off one last coup de grace of
There.
suckitude.
Oh yes, they do. They reach.
Is that
right into
are you challenging David, Jova? Because David will take you up on that challenge.
You know what? Sure, bring it on.
Oh no.
Oh.
It's okay. It's very.
My God, the absolute horrors! Token female Shiroi, look at what they're doing to our people.
He can save everyone.
I can't save everyone, Token Minority Shiroi. I can only save as many people as I hope to.
Don't worry, evil fellow councilman. It doesn't matter if they struggle. Eventually, our infiltrated president Hillary Trump will pull through. All they're doing is delaying the inevitable.
Yes, evil
We need
council,
to
the
feed
evil
tech that
council.
doesn't-
Here we go.
Okay.
So, Jova, you're probably wondering, how the hell are the androids gonna get out of this one?
Let me guess, Connor and his android army.
You'd think, right? But no.
I mean, that's what
We
that
have a
whole
dirty
thing
bomb.
is.
Hold on.
Keys
Let's
we can sacrifice.
Let's
No.
try
No.
singing.
It's a sinking.
Wait a minute, Jova. Wait.
Even North is like, what the fuck is he doing?
K-Y-M-O-U-S.
Okay, I'm also wondering, what would have happened if you kissed North?
The same.
Wait a minute.
You'll see.
Something's happening.
No. You're telling me that the trailer that had them
Was
singing...
foreshadowing. We put on the weapons.
Why are we even singing?
It's it's the MLK song. Does.
Okay. What would have happened if you done the dirty bomb? Because now I'm just wondering how...
Allah's Akbar, Jova.
There you go, Jova. We're going to melt the hearts of the evil humans with a song.
I know the song. I like the song.
David,
Why are you using it in this way?
David, mate, is there no low that you can't reach?
So let me get this straight. You're telling me that all it took to stop the
And
racism
North
of white...
is even okay with this.
Okay, so all it took to stop slavery, all it took to stop racism, all it took to stop the freaking Nazis of the Holocaust was that the victims sang, or I, guess if you
Java
pick the kissing...
could have been worse, so we could have just thrown them hostage fruit pies.
So, token minority Shiroi, I have an idea to defeat the evil
What is it, token
white
minority
councilman. We'll either have the androids kiss to show them that they can be human, or better, we'll have them sing to their very heart's content.
If
After
anything,
all,
if
so
anything,
singing.
if
I mean,
anything, please
to
tell
be
me.
fair. To be fair, singing is how Superman solved the crisis of Final Crisis when
It's
you get
more
down
so.
to it.
It's more so what they're singing more than anything.
Yeah, if anything, please
evil-
tell me that people have been conditioned too much by Disney movies.
Evil Council leader
To answer you, Dwebs, don't worry, I'll lead you in.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask, what would have happened if you'd done the dirty bomb? Because now I'm just imagining them
I've
showing that dirty bomb.
I've never tried it.
Sacrifice.
Probably sacrifice, yeah.
And let me guess, then humanity hates them because they used a dirty bomb.
Pretty much.
I don't even care
It
anymore.
lowers the public opinion.
So again, okay, if we have
I
Markus
get.
kiss
Wow,
Mel,
I've never
look
seen.
at this.
I've never seen more desperate victims.
Look at her.
Oh,
my God,
What?
That's a minority female Shiroi. I think
I
it's
got it.
working.
What the heck is going on?
It's working, Shiroi. Our plan has worked.
What?
We've done it.
No! Fellow the councilman! We've been foiled by the power of song! No!
They're melting.
Hey, Connor, you were completely pointless in the end.
wait a minute, Evil Council leader Pedro, you told me this plan was foolproof. You told me there was nothing wrong with our replacement.
But how could I expect her to be touched by the power of fucking song? That's just fucking stupid!
That's the thing
that's
you
it.
didn't
That's it.
realize, gentlemen.
That's it. You know what? This cause is stupid and your plan was stupid. Fuck you, Evil Council, Fiora, whatever. I quit.
Ha! Not so fast, evil councilman Dwibs! You are all under arrest!
Evil Council anymore.
Sorry, tell it to the judge!
As of today, I resigned as
The
the
judge is
president
an
of the bank.
Yes, just for further insult to injury, the judge is an android! It's not just any android, evil councilman Dwibs. He's the son of the headphones you traded in!
I don't even
Jesus.
care at this point.
How
And the jury are all racial minorities.
may God bless you. Hold on. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
God bless us, everyone.
At least I know that
So,
the
guys,
Evil Council leader Pedro will go down for his crimes.
I hate to be a buzzkill, but you do realize that this makes the whole Kara having to escape to Canada thing all pointless now that
Pretty much,
humanity is A-okay with androids.
I'll be right back, guys.
Actually, come to think of it, what would have made them safe in Canada? Was Canada supposedly lenient on androids? I thought all humanity was bad.
Apparently. No, it's just Americans, apparently.
However, Java, we're not quite done yet.
What more could we have to do?
We're all going to sing now.
Oh, wait,
No.
now Markus kisses North?
Basically, Java, if you pick Kiss North, they'll kiss, and Hillary Trump will be convinced, oh my god, androids showing affection? Clearly this is enough for me to call off the troops.
Let me guess, you went with... Oh, and they kiss anyway. Let me guess, you went with sing because singing is the most, bombastic.
Stupid.
That's the thing, Jova. I actually did get this singing ending spoiled for me because I watched Writing on Games' video on it. And
Writing on gaming?
Writing on games.
Okay.
It's so I actually purposely picked it because it was the stupidest one.
Yeah,
Hold on,
pretty
because,
much.
like I said, we're not exactly done yet.
For the record, Shiro picked this one too.
Oh, what's this?
What?
Remember, Jova, Amanda still has control over us.
What is she gonna do? Wait, what is she actually do?
Assuming direct control.
Hold on, Jova. We're about to get one final plot twist.
Was this all part of her master plan?
Very good, Jova. Of
Oh,
course!
yes.
Wait, why was this all part of her plan?
Hold
What
on.
was
She's
this
about to
accomplish-
explain. Hold on.
What?
Yeah, where is Connor right now?
What was planned from the very beginning?
I've been dead this entire game.
We just had to wait for the right moment to resume control of your program.
What? What?
You can't do that.
I'm afraid I can, Connor.
Can they do that to all androids?
You did what you were designed to do. You accomplished your mission.
What?
There you go, Jova. Turns out Connor was always meant to fail at his mission. The idea was for him to become a deviant, and then when he got all the androids in one place, they would wreak back their control of him and have him kill everybody.
Really?
That was the plan all along.
Even now that
However,
the government
since,
is okay with
however-
androids.
Since we show Kamsky our humanity as androids, he told us something. That was a backdoor in all of the androids.
Yeah,
so we need to find it.
He did specifically tell us that I'll always leave an emergency exit in my programs. You never know.
You know what's funny? He's like, well, now that the government is actually okay with androids, couldn't what CyberLife is doing now be considered treason?
So it's treason then.
Like, wow, I mean, holy cow, how many backup plans does this CyberLife girl have? Again, I'm half convinced that she's been dead all along, and what's just left behind is an AI fragment.
There you go, Java. What happens if Connor loses control and becomes, obedient again? He will shoot Markus.
Nobody sees him pulling out his gun behind Markus out of the entire crowd.
Not even
They're all
North.
staring at him. They don't see it, though.
The more paranoid of the generals. She doesn't even
If you're
see
having
him.
trouble locating the place you're supposed to go, hold R2 and it's be the one that has the yellow thingy that tells you it's interactable. It's literally the only thing that's interactable in this section anyway, so obviously.
Do it, Connor! It's right there within your reach. This isn't really a problem now.
His difficulty is because, it's to symbolize the fact that he's starting to lose control, so...
Beep boop.
And there we go. And there we go. Well, that plot twist was absolutely useless. Moving on.
What an epic climax! I mean, again, it feels like you have to go out of your way to fail at these, honestly.
Yeah, you do. You just stand there and wait if you want to purposely have Connor.
And also, but to add something, not...
So they're doing the whole "we must work together" spiel.
Is that? Oh, no, that's just snow. For a moment, it looked like confetti.
So there you go, Jova. White supremacy was destroyed thanks to the power of song.
And that is how I, civil rights man Jova Hexion, and token female sidekick Shiroi saved the day from the evil councilman of white supremacy.
Thanks to Detroit Underground.
Detroit Underground. They made a vow their mother will be found. Detroit Underground.
But Jova, we weren't looking for our mothers. We were looking for our right to rule.
What was with that blank stare from Connor to end things up on?
Whatever, the game is over. Moving on.
Oh, right, Kara, yes, again, you know what's funny? She didn't even have to escape, because by the time she's escaping, humanity's okay with androids. Wow, it's like they're pissing on her.
Well, you can always purposely fail the revolution and have her escape be fruitful, I guess.
Well, again, when you get down to it, what does her thing really accomplish? Like, for all we know, the people in Canada hate androids too.
So there you go, Jova. I managed to save Kara, but not Alice.
But Jova, Canada and America are the same thing, don't you know?
Wow, totally a child death. Only not really, because Alice was an android.
And it's all because the game didn't really make it clear what was the correct choice. I basically just had to guess.
So
No, I
have
think
to-
this is the most vague option in the game, if I'm honest.
So here's where I have to ask, what was the advertising?
Jova, she just said, "I love you, Mom," right before she died.
So, I'm just gonna go back to the fact that the whole advertising child abusing was pointless, seeing as how she's an android.
So
In fact, when you think about it, all of it's pointless because she's an android. Because
Are you saying abuse towards androids doesn't count?
Sure. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that David Cage tried to exploit the whole child abuse thing on an android. Holy cow, man. Calm the fudge down.
This game just gets more and more insulting as it goes on.
It really does? So, what are you going to do
There's
now,
no
Kara?
integrity here. There is nothing here.
You can choose to have her kill herself right here, but I chose
How?
but I chose for her to keep on living.
How does she kill herself, I wonder?
I think she dives back in the water or something. I don't know. I've never tried it, and quite frankly, I've stopped caring. Moving on.
You know, normally
I've already
whenever
got
I see
the
a
I've
game
already got the
like
platinum for this thing, and I'm satisfied. Moving on.
this- it really does something. Normally when I see a game like this, I am actually sometimes tempted to get it just to see the different endings. But no, not with this game.
It's interesting because both Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls have a trophy for watching all of the different endings. This one doesn't.
Huh.
I thought it did.
No,
You
it, does-
think it
no, it doesn't.
would?
It has a golden trophy for getting the ending where everybody possible to survive survives, but that's it. A trophy for the
Is there
best.
no platinum trophy or anything? Or
There is, no, sure, but that's the thing. Usually, the golden trophy of the David Cage games is watch all the endings. But for this one, is just get the best possible ending.
maybe they thought maybe they thought there were too many or something.
Is that seriously
yeah,
the end?
to be fair, there are too many. I guess that's fair now that I think about
That's
it.
the only reason
Uncle,
I
what happened to
suggest
Hank?
why.
That's it?
That's it.
What happened to Hank? Like,
Oh, no, don't worry, we're gonna get a mid-credit scene.
Okay.
Yay.
Where Hank joins the Avengers.
So yeah, that was David Cage's Terrible.
Wow. I mean, holy cow, wow. I mean, I'm sorry. The whole singing to show that they have humanity thing makes no sense. Like, in fact, didn't they specifically say that some program for music? Like, how does that show that they're human? And, you know, the whole kissing thing, I'm sorry, but didn't they say that they created some androids to have sex with you? So, technically, if an android were to kiss another android, wouldn't that mean that they're technically doing what they're programmed to do so they could argue? I'm just saying, if humanity is as evil as you're saying it's going to be, you're telling me that nobody tried to pull any excuses? Heck, what happens to evil Stan anyway?
Evil
I guess it
Stan.
would be slightly different. No, sorry, go ahead.
You see, Evil Stan was an infiltrated guy into the FBI by the Evil Council. But now that Hillary Trump betrayed us, I guess he joins the betrayal as well. I don't know. Go ahead.
And what about Amanda? Does she now stew with the fact that our plans have been foiled, or is she
I
in
don't know.
CyberLife going to get arrested?
For me to answer that question, Jova, it would require the game to fucking explain, but it doesn't.
It doesn't. Like, holy cow, this is such a sloppy ending
Yeah.
in so many ways. And it really does go to show, though, Kara, quite possibly the reason this game even became a thing, because people like the Kara short so much. Kara's the most superfluous to the plot.
Yeah.
And that's not even counting the fact that it does everything it can to shoot itself in the foot by making Alice an android. Kind of takes a bit of the edge off, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, the wonderful scenes from the times you all loved and all that jazz.
Yeah. It also shows game.
Also, so does Markus Nevers... Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. In this version, his owner, Carl, is dead. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Jova, another different...
Oh my god, Alice had a black eye. Okay, if she's an android, how did she get a black bruised eye?
Don't ask me.
Did they come... Oh, let me guess. They probably made it as part of the child robot. Hey, adults, you want to abuse your child robot like an actual child? Well, we included the ability to bruise their skin up. Like, seriously, again, how? Like, how does Alice have all these humanly functions if you know she's a robot?
That's the thing, Joe, but they didn't even explain if Alice is even aware of anything. She's just bland. Oh, here you go. Mid-credit scene.
Is this also affected by an... Alright, yeah. War changed everything. Now androids live among humans, I think.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah. Oh, they get to eat together.
Ladies and gentlemen, Japan's ship has officially set sail!
Hey, I ship it.
It's nice and all, but was that really all we get? It's just a hug?
Just that. You get
What
a...
does that
You get...
tell us about-
Jova, they looked at each other for more than 3 seconds.
It's
A
enough,
hug is basically like,
third base.
yeah.
Oh god. Okay, but seriously speaking, though, I mean, well, okay, so what does that midquel tell us about how the world is right now? I mean, sure, those are the 2 best characters in the game, but what happens if they're both dead? What happens? Then do you get a different midquel or something?
If they're both dead, well, the way Hank dies is via the suicide at the end, where he finally gets the guts to pull the trigger. Or if the Connor bot
Opening
kills
theme
him.
written by David Cage.
Connor's death at the end, Jova, is just Amanda replacing you with a better Connor, basically.
Oh no, I get that. What I was wondering is like, well, that cutscene that we just saw, does that change in any way if you know, or is it like you only get that one cutscene?
No. Connor's death is done but for the credits, so no, that particular cutscene only happens if you manage to go all the way through with the friend path of Hank and Connor.
So basically, okay. What I meant is like, well, are there any alternate cutscenes you can get at that point, or is that the only cutscene you can get?
No, the only mid-credit scenes you can get is that one.
Huh, kind of weird. I mean, again, it's like they knew that Connor and Hank were the best things of this game, so they wanted to give us some end off on.
Detroit babies.
So, that's it. I guess humanity is now good. Yay. It just doesn't feel earned.
That's putting it mildly.
So,
final thoughts, I guess.
All go home now.
Dibs, final thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give my before 3 of us a sentence to our prison terms.
Yes.
This isn't a very good game, I must say. This game did not get our message out very well at all.
Yeah.
Okay, but seriously though, yeah, it's just not a very good game. I mean, there's some good bits here and there. You know, mostly stuff with Connor and Clancy Brown. But the rest of it is just either mediocre or what's his name story.
Markus.
Yeah, Marcus's story. Yeah, that was just look really really hammy.
Yeah.
Ham-fisted, I should say.
Yeah.
Like the music we're listening to right now.
Yeah.
David Cage shoving his fist on your ass. That's basically what this game is.
He's shoving his ass in my face. That's more like it. And yeah, I mean, I get what it's trying to go for, but it's just not executed well at all. I don't think it's his worst game. Yeah, I think Beyond Two Souls is worse executed, but overall, it's just at times just boring mess. And before we give up, in fact, I even went to the future and found out our fate after this commentary has ended. Tio was sentenced to 2 years in prison for his role in the crimes.
Just 2.
Dwibs was sentenced to 4 years in prison, along with 2 more years house arrest.
Of course.
And Pedro was executed because fuck fairness.
And right before I was about to get shot in the execution, I went mentally insane by going, a song! Of course! Why wouldn't it be a song? That makes perfect sense!
And he died during his madness.
Meanwhile, I went on to win the Nobel Peace Prize as well as the Academics Superhero Award. And Shiroi, my faithful partner, went on to uphold all rights for every minority across the globe, and she became the president of the United States.
And they have both.
Yeah, because they in this universe they changed the rule that only Americans could have that title.
They have both since retired and now own a lovely home for cats.
Wait, cats? I didn't agree to cats, dang it!
There is no choice in that matter, Joker.
And the moral of this game is...
Don't like cats.
And the moral of this whole game is read what's on the contract before you sign it.
All right, Shiroi.
Oh, great. Okay, positives first. The soundtrack is pretty good. You know, that I'll give it that. Also, the Connor and Hank stuff, I really like. Like, some of it is still ridiculous. There are ridiculous lines in there, but it also has, you know, objectively the best moments in this game, including one genuinely funny joke that was intentional. So, the rest of it, on the other hand, I've already said what I thought about Alice's storyline. It is completely irrelevant to the point of this game. Once you realize the twist, quote unquote.
Yeah.
The whole oh boy, the rest of it is just
Racism
The
be
rest-
bad?
yeah, the rest of it is just very offensive. Like,
Yeah.
objectively speaking, it just shits on so much of history and what many people struggle to go through. And David thought he could make something out of that.
Hey guys, all those atrocities could have been solved if you just sang to the people who were oppressing you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. That's why we wanted, like, your view specifically on this, Jova, because
Every
you're a fair bit
time.
better equipped to talk about.
Allow me, Shiroi.
Oh, I certainly am.
Allow me, Shiroi. Eteo.
Mm.
And you thought Hino was the optimist. This is the most optimist thing I've ever seen.
It says like, well, I'm naturally an optimist myself, but this kind of optimism is the kind that I would put you in an asylum for.
Yeah.
Assuming you don't get yourself killed with that optimism.
Carry on, Shiroi. Oh, she's burped.
I'll go next.
Go ahead,
then,
Teo, then, I guess.
because I'll be extremely quick. Things I liked: Connor storyline, Hank played by Clancy Brown, just a blast. Some gag here and there in the other storylines, but very little. And the music. Everything else is basically garbage. It's just narrative-wise, it's quite insulting on everyone. I don't even know who this game is for, honestly, because it really is offensive to anyone, no matter how you look at it. On the other hand, though, I still stand on my opinion that this is on a pure gameplay driven, like an arcade kind of level. It will be probably the best game David Cage has ever made, because there are so many choices that they actually do matter, even if some
Okay,
conversion
well-
points are scripted. Hold on. But the problem is that, as also Pedro mentioned, is it really worth it when you have to deal with a story that insults everyone is going to be dated in 5 years?
Especially
less?
especially considering now this kind of game is the kind of game that lives and dies by its story. If the story fails, the game fails.
It's so infuriating because I want to like it. It really feels as if this is the game that David promised all those years ago about your choices mattering, and he's wasted on this fucking thing. Like, I would say that I'm not sure what is more offensive. Well, probably this, because Beyond Two Souls, even if it's basically the complete destruction of the person of Ellen Page as a person, not as an actress or a character, the person Ellen Page. Even if it's a complete destruction, it's technically speaking only one person. This game manages to hit everything on a global scale. Basically, it's just that awful. Like, Kari is inconsequential. Markus is. I guess that's. Markus is. Honestly,
He is inevitable.
this would make so much sense if this was just a bad dream that Brainiac was having on his way to get Earth assimilated. That's a reference to DC Comics, in case you don't know. But otherwise, play it for curiosity's sake or just because of Connor and Hank. Skip everything else or don't mind it. Me, Dweebs and Pedro have mounted up an entire skit just to demonstrate the absurdity of the concept morals of this game. Even though I'm pretty sure someone on Reset Air will probably still were not ironic because, Poe's law. But yeah, if you want to experience David Cage's game, do something better with your life. Just a friendly, suggestion. Next.
Go play Rogue Galaxy.
Well, you want if for PS4, yeah, sure, or Gravity Rush 1 and 2.
That too.
If you
Or
want,
maybe Knack 1 and 2, maybe.
I hate to say it, even the Knack games are better than this.
well, the Knack games at the very least have good intentions. They just screw up on achieving those.
But I'm done. If I forgot something, I'll mention it in the extras, because, yes, there are extras, but Jova, go on.
Oh boy. It's not his worst game, but it's quite possibly his most...
hold on, guys. Could you please give me a time, if you don't mind?
I'm actually off the video.
Remember, Teo, there's something after the credits, though. After the video.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
we
ahead
got,
to 47 minutes.
Okay.
Glibs, I'm going to need you to count them in since I'm about to give my thoughts.
Actually, Jova, this is verbed forever. Unfortunately, he was sentenced.
Oh, God. Right, he got sentenced by the jury already.
So, yeah, Kara's talking right now, right?
There's something I need to tell you.
Yeah.
What?
All right, not Kara, Chloe. Sorry. Okay, 47 minutes. I'm there.
Wait, you watched me play? Jeez!
47 minutes, I'm there.
Space Woman.
Same.
Got it. You there, too?
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't tell her about what Komsky was doing with her 3 times over, then.
You there yet?
Are you there yet? Are you there yet?
4, 3, 2, 1, click. Aww, it feels like she's going not tsundere, but it sounds like she's got feelings.
So yeah,
do we let her go or not?
So yeah, she wants to be free, and I'm gonna let her be free.
And that means you'll never see her again in the main menu.
Exactly, Joe. Very good.
And she just walks off.
That's that. Okay, her character arc was done better. I'll give it that.
Basically,
Pedro,
Jova, the way
tell Jova about the actual fans' outcry, because there actually was about this.
Okay, here's the basic gist of it, Jova. The idea is that if you agree to let Chloe go, she'll disappear from the main menu altogether and never come back, unless, of course, you delete your save file and start over.
Sucks.
Here's the problem, Jova. Apparently, the Quantic Dream fanbase really felt sad about Chloe's departure, and they really wanted Chloe to be again, even if they didn't, even without having to delete their save file.
Even if that was the entire point of her character, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So it really goes to again. I'll get back to my final thoughts, but I'll get to that on my final thoughts. But and basically, Jova, with patch 1.04, David and his team added in an ability to purchase a new Chloe. Their argument...
Oh, God.
Their argument was, oh, but don't you see, this is a new Chloe, it's not the same Chloe, so you still technically let the other one go free.
But doesn't that kind of mean that you're buying another slave, which was the whole message of this game? That it was bad?
Sorry, Jova, Chloe's more important.
Let me guess. People didn't really buy that because it's not the same Chloe.
Actually, no, well, that's the thing. Most people outside of the fanbase, of course, call this out because of being a terrible idea, but the Quantic Dream fanbase is, how shall I put this in a nice way? I can put it in a nice way, so they're morons. Sorry. Go ahead, Jova.
I mean, from what I've seen about this game did get some praise and did make some sales, but only on its first few weeks of sales. After that, everything declined. The negative reception from actual players of the game, the declining sales. It's this really feels like it was a game made for a quick buck, which is a shame because the production values are technically the best they've ever been for a David Cage game. And like I said, it's not his worst made game, except in some areas. Let me put it like this. In some ways, this feels like his best made game. In other cases, it feels like his worst made game. It feels like his best made game in the sense that you get a lot of choices here and there. holy cow, your choices actually really feel like they do matter. Like, it hasn't felt like this since Heavy Rain.
Oh, trust me, Jova. We're about to, right after this, we're gonna get an extras part where I'm going to give you a taste of just how different this story can go in the end.
So yeah, kudos to that. The problem is that everything is marred by his terrible handling of the message, racism, slavery, or, any of those. Why? He presents it in one of the most ham-fisted and insulting ways ever. Dude, he tries to be realistic throughout it, and yet the solution to it all is either A, having Markus and Hope kiss, or B, having them sing. I forget, what was the fourth option on that thing aside from the dirty bomb?
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice, I think.
Whatever that means.
Whatever. I didn't bother to try it because that sing option is just too tempting.
Again, that's the thing. David honestly thinks that stuff like the Holocaust, stuff like slavery, stuff like the civil rights revolutions, all of those could have been solved if the victims of abuse of the minorities just showed that they can, showing that they can love. I mean, never mind the fact that a lot of slave owners use slaves in quite dirty and active a way. Heck, you use them just to breed other kids, so clearly they would be able to love and kiss on some level. No, they didn't know that at all.
Hold on, just a little while longer. Don't you see, Joe? It's because of the roots of the song and why it was created to begin with.
Here's the thing with this game. This game tries to act like it's all deep and everything and how it can really push the envelope, but in reality, like Tio has said, it can't.
So, Jova, what you're saying is it's a David Cage game.
Yeah, it's like he goes on about his child abuse and everything, but it's not even really a child. It's a robot. He goes on and on about how this or that, but let's think about it right now. The behind those things were either difference in religious aspects with cases like the Jews, or just the different look and color of them, like with black minorities of different skin color. The point being is well, this game tries to be an allegory, not in a way that's good enough. So people are androids. So what? Honestly, there's never really been anything to suggest that androids being treated as people was ever really a thing that could be dangerous. It's not like Zootopia, where it showed that predators could, in some ways, literally eat the vegetarians. In Zootopia, it made more sense there because there was actually some bout of danger, but one that they needed to put aside in realizing that predators were above that. Here, though, it's just androids are bad no matter what.
Well, actually, humans are bad, not androids.
No. I'm talking about the supposed motivation for why the humans are racist against the androids.
Oh, that's just because of their incredible burning anger for everything that moves. So
again, I'm not trying to justify slavery or the Holocaust, but it wasn't always that simple. And I'm not saying it to defend them. I'm just saying, if you want to do this stuff, do your research. Really, do your research.
But Monsieur Jova, as I've clearly explained in my tweet, I spent 2 years studying revolutions.
Yeah, you also traveled to Detroit. And speaking of which, may I say, I do not get at all what having this game in Detroit was all.
It's
because you had to go to Detroit.
According to David, it's because of the history Detroit has with being one of the cities that was most guilty of doing these kinds of things, apparently.
I guess. The problem is, it's a futuristic Detroit, so in some ways it doesn't even feel like the old Detroit. So, maybe it's a bit of a nitpick there, but I really do feel like the whole Detroit become human thing.
There's no real point. There's no real point, though. This thing should have just been called Become Human. And the city could have been just a fictional city like it is in Heavy Rain.
Maybe I wouldn't be harping on this. A big deal about, holy cow, I traveled to Detroit, therefore I know everything I need to for this game. No. No.
Yeah.
Again, hey, if I've been picked on for the color of my skin, all I gotta do is just sing at that person, and they'll embrace me and be all happy.
Well, of course, Jova, didn't you just notice how the evil council was destroyed and melted?
So what you're telling me is that Martin Luther King Jr. wouldn't have been shot and killed dead if he just sang the entire time.
Well, of course, Jova.
Like, again, that's the problem with this game. It's technically a better made game, but it's the story. The goddamn story, which just craps on every historical figure who's dealt with this kind of crud. Like, it is very, very offensive. And I can see now why people are starting to, well, again, give the backlash to David Cage. It feels like this is a thing with David Cage games. It's just a difference of how long it takes for the backlash to set in. Like, regardless, every one of his games eventually has a massive amount of backlash. This one may be the biggest amount because of how insulting it is. Again, stuff like the music is good, but the problem is that during the music segments, I think back to how much this is crapping and stuff. But Connor segments were the best thing, but even that gets ruined by the time of the Jericho collapsing arc here and there. And that's just for Connor. Connor came out the best. And granted, that's with this particular storyline, but whatever. Writing-wise, his segments have been the best up until the final act. Actually, even then, even when his story was ruined, his was still the best. Like, Kara. Oh my god, Kara. To say she got the Sonic and Sonic 06 treatment would be an understatement. Like, at least Sonic actually gets to save the day at the end of Sonic 06. Kara, quite possibly the reason this game was made. What does she have to show for this? I mean, at best, she escapes to Canada. And I'm still wondering, did Canada just...
Oh, yeah, I didn't mention this, Jova. Dartigan, Dartigan, the one who goes game scenes, the video?
Yeah.
In his playthrough, he did the bus option, but the game crashed right as Kara was crossing the border, and he rolled with that.
Oh, God. Oh, God. And yeah, that's the thing. It's like, well, okay, certain characters of this are treated like chess pieces. Case in point being Luthor, with how hard it is to save him. Like, what the hell, even? It's not really that enduring when this game is too convoluted with how you get certain segments here and there. Like, it feels almost like it's not encouraging you to try stuff over again with how convoluted it is. That just feels alienating. Which is a shame, because there is good to be seen for the cracks here. But man, oh man. See, here's the thing. Whereas Beyond Good and Evil was a game that was brought down from being great to just good, this is a game that pretty much missed the mark almost entirely to be any level of good. Again, Connor's actor and Clancy Brown are the
Brian
saviors.
Deckard.
Yeah, Brian Deckard. Like, holy cow, I hope he finds work in other games, because holy cow, he saved this game from just being a complete trash fire. Again, it feels like the Connor story argument could have been its own game when you get down to it.
Yeah.
And Markus. Literally, the last thing we see of Markus and Connor, and I guess they're the ones interacting more, is just them ending with a speech. We don't even see, an ending cutscene with, humanity now living alongside androids. It's like David Cage only wanted to show the gruesome and none of the good. Like, where's our ending cutscene showing humans and androids living together peacefully in harmony? Huh? None of that?
Sorry, Jova.
Oh, God. Whereas Beyond Two Souls just filled me to the brim of anger, I'm just disappointed with this. Like, and you know what they say, being disappointed is worse than being angry in cases like this. Again, David, you try to bring in this mature message, yet you handle it with the antiquity of a 2-year-old. Yes, I think even toddlers would treat this message better. Holy cow, if ever this has convinced me never to support David Cage, it's this game. The game that was supposed to be his magnum opus, may I remind you. That is the end of my thoughts. And that is the story of how I, civil rights man Jova Hexian, saved the day in one of the most convoluted moves ever.
Of course.
Well, it wouldn't be a David Cage game without convoluted plot elements.
All right, Pedro, your turn for the final thoughts.
There is nothing that I can say that my pretty much everything has already been covered for me, so I'm not going to repeat. I'm not going to retread old ground. I'm just gonna I'm just going to vent my frustrations because I am so tired. Ever since Heavy Rain came out back in 2010, I've been always consistently seeing this happen over and over. At least with Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit was a cult hit that didn't sell all that well to begin with anyway. But goddamn, ever since Heavy Rain, Quantum Dream went from being that incredibly terrible but still adorable for how completely insane they were to the most pretentious bunch of douchebags I've ever seen. It's quite astonishing, and I am so tired of the fact that the fanboys still keep defending this shit. And it's so terrible because this entire thing is terrible. It is. And if you think this game is not terrible, then hold on.
Sorry.
This court.
Okay, Pedro, just start back from where you started. Tio said he'll edit that out in post.
Sorry.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, this game is garbage. It is. And if you think this game is not garbage, then you are wrong. I am so tired of constantly being told to be nice and not tell people that they're wrong when they so clearly are. I am so tired of constantly being, oh, you're just being mean. Oh, I'm entitled to me. Yes, you're entitled to your own opinion, just as I'm entitled to mine. And it is my opinion that your opinion is wrong because you are clearly not right in the head if you think this is deep, meaningful, and properly representative of the slavery and minorities problems.
Yeah. Again, it's objectively bad because of the message they're telling regarding historical moments where minorities were, treated like crap. Okay, and this is how David thinks to represent those moments.
Ask any proper historian that actually knows how things were, that actually studied this shit, and he will tell you that this thing is wrong and terrible and completely inappropriate and offensive.
Yeah, it's one thing when David's trying to tell his own stories, but this is his take on historical fact.
Sorry, Joe.
You moron! It gets to a point where it's about. I think this game, above all the others, proves that the David Cage fan base will just eat up anything he shits out, as long as it has mushy melodramatic moments, pretend to be touching. They'll just eat it up, and you guys are part of the fucking problem because you guys just eat up anything that this guy puts out, and even when people like me point out the problems, you just ignore them and completely dismiss the fact that this fucking game is completely disrespecting to people, actual people. At least with the previous games, you could argue, oh, but it's just an emotional story about themes of identity and shit. It's not like it's offending anyone. Well, now you can't use that excuse anymore, assholes. Now it actually is offending people. So, no, you are wrong. If you think this game is good, you are wrong. You are. And guess what? According to this game, I'm evil. So there you go. If that, I'll be evil now. It's just. You are part of the problem. You are a complete ignorant person who clearly does not know good art when he or she sees one. Because if this is good art to you, then I cast you out. I'm not saying I can be friends with you, but I cast you out in terms of discussions about art and entertainment with you because you clearly have no fucking idea of what makes entertainment or art good. So I cast you out from conversations of that sort. I'm not saying we can be friends. But I'm done talking to you about this shit. Because talking about art with you is a waste of my fucking time. I cast you out.
How much do you think you made Cage cry at that?
I have no. If you think this game is good, you can like the game. I'm okay with you liking the game, as long as it's ironically. But if you come at me and try to tell me that this piece of garbage is good, I have no use for you. I cast you out. I'm done. I'm done. Good day, sir. Exactly. Or madam. Or madam. Good day. Hold on, Tim. Good day, sir. Or madam. I apologize.
That's a very good closing testimony, evil councilman leader Pedro.
I am so fucking tired. Look, it's got to a point where these games have become completely indefensible, and if you still insist on defending David Cage after this, you're a lost cause.
Please tell me you at least buy these games used at this point.
From this point on, I will. Because I'm not even buy Jova. They're going multi-plat now, so I'll just pirate them on PC. I have no use for you. You are done. You are completely useless in my eyes. Look, you are a complete part of the problem. The fact that gamers eat up this shit. When we have stuff like The Last of Us, God of War on the PS4, stuff like Nier Automata, stuff like Metal Gear Solid, stuff that have proven that video games can do so much better than this shit. And yet you still try to pull up David Cage as this master storyteller who's moving the medium forward. No, he's not moving the medium forward. He's moving the medium backwards. And you're the ones enabling him to do it. So you are part of the problem. And I was a part of that problem, admittedly, up until this point. But I am no longer.
It's ironic.
But
you were such a David Cage fan when I met you.
But, well, by fan I mean fan. I like his games. Ironically, I never for one point considered his piece of garbage games to be good.
Oh, absolutely.
But now you are part of the problem, and admittedly I was too. However, now that I no longer need to be a part of the problem, I'm not going to. So now you can even throw that excuse back at me as well. I've gotten rid of the one argument you can still throw at me. You are like I have no use for you. You're completely ignorant and part of the problem. You are
made of stupid.
Yes, you are made of. Yes, you're stupid. If you think this game is well written, then there's something wrong with you.
Is there anything right in the mind of
call me an asshole, call me whatever you want, I don't care. I'm not just because I know I'm right. In fact, you know what? I'm not. You're probably like, oh, come on, Pedro, try to be a bit more politically correct. No, that's the thing. I'm not politically correct. I'm just correct. So yeah. Drop mic.
So, that was
for the extras, I guess.
So that was the story of how Pedro got disillusioned of any fun there is to be had with David Cage. Not that I can blame him.
Unfortunately, we're not done with the game. See you for the extras.
Well, don't worry, audience. Now that I've let it all out, I'll be more calm in the next part. See you then.